When a political showdown spirals into an unexpected legal battle, the consequences ripple far beyond the glossy set of a popular TV show. John Fetterman, known for his straightforward talk and towering presence, finds himself abruptly escorted off the set of The View following a heated exchange that veers off script. His departure isn't quiet. Amid the bustling chaos of camera crews and flustered producers, Fetterman's parting words resonate with a defiance that promises this isn't the end. "You'll be hearing from my lawyer," he asserts, his voice a rumble over the murmurs of a stunned audience. The incident, ripe with controversy, becomes the spark that ignites a media frenzy. News outlets scramble to cover every angle, from the words that led to his expulsion to the implications of a pending lawsuit against Sunny Hostin and the show itself. At the heart of this storm is Fetterman, who, despite his usually reserved nature, finds himself at the center of a narrative he never intended to write. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Sunny Hostin is grappling with the fallout. Known for her sharp wit and no-nonsense approach, she's never one to shy away from a debate. Yet, this time, the backlash is fierce, slicing through the usual partisan divides. Social media erupts with clips and quotes, each side spinning the story to fit their narrative. Hostin, while outwardly calm, faces her own internal turmoil as she questions the fine line between robust debate and outright hostility. As Fetterman gears up for his legal challenge, the stakes are high and the public scrutiny intense. The lawsuit alleges that his removal from the show was not only unwarranted but also damaging to his reputation, framed by an argument that was deliberately misconstrued. His legal team is adamant about clearing his name, while also exposing what they claim is a pattern of bias in how guests are treated based on their political views. The build-up to the courtroom is a chess game played in the public eye. Each side leaks snippets of depositions, strategic insights into their arguments, and inflammatory statements by surrogates aimed at swaying public opinion. For Fetterman, the challenge is not just about winning a legal battle, but also about standing up for a principle. It's about proving that in an era of sensationalized media, there's still a line that shouldn't be crossed. In preparation for the trial, Fetterman spends long hours with his attorneys, poring over every detail of the case. These sessions, often stretching late into the night, are punctuated by moments of doubt and determination. As the legal strategies are debated and refined, Fetterman finds himself reflecting on the broader implications of his fight. What started as a personal vindication becomes a symbol of the struggle for fairness and respect in public discourse. The community's reaction is mixed. Some applaud Fetterman for taking a stand against what they see as media bias, while others criticize him for escalating a television spat into a full-blown legal affair. Throughout it all, Fetterman remains stoically focused on the goal, bolstered by the support of his family and close advisors who remind him of the importance of staying true to one's values. Even when the cameras stop rolling as the day of the trial approaches, the tension is palpable. The once clear lines between personal beliefs and public statements are now blurred, creating a complex web that Fetterman and his team must navigate. The court, a stoic arena where words carry weight, is set to decide not just the outcome of the lawsuit, but also the boundaries of media accountability. Fetterman, standing tall yet weary from the relentless public and media scrutiny, prepares to lay bare the details of his dismissal from The View. The trial opens with a flurry of media activity. Cameras flash and reporters hustle, each eager to capture the moment that could define careers and reshape public conversation. Inside the courtroom, the atmosphere is charged with anticipation. The opening statements are potent and telling. Fetterman's lawyer portrays him as a victim of a media stunt gone wrong, a man whose only crime was speaking his mind on controversial topics. In contrast, the defense frames the incident as a regrettable but necessary decision to maintain the show's integrity, suggesting that Fetterman's remarks were not only off-topic but disruptive to the show's format. Witness testimonies add layers to the narrative, with colleagues and experts dissecting every word and intent of the disputed episode. Video clips are played and replayed, each frame analyzed to discern the fine line between editorial discretion and censorship. Through it all, Fetterman sits resolute, his gaze fixed on the unfolding drama, his fate hanging on the interpretation of moments that lasted just minutes on live television. As the trial progresses, the public divides deepen. Supporters of Fetterman see the lawsuit as a stand against the silencing of free speech, while his detractors accuse him of seeking publicity and stirring political divisions. Online, the debate rages on, with hashtags and soundbites proliferating across social media platforms, each side vying to sway the court of public opinion. Amid the legal and media circus, Fetterman finds moments of introspection. The quiet nights after long days in court offer him a chance to reflect on his journey from a small-town mayor to a national figure embroiled in one of the year's most controversial legal battles. Conversations with his wife and team are not just strategic discussions, but also emotional touchpoints, reminding him of the personal costs and stakes of this fight. As the trial nears its end, the closing arguments are as much about the specifics of the case as they are about what it represents. Fetterman's lawyer emphasizes the need for transparency and fairness in media, invoking principles of dignity and respect. Meanwhile, the defense urges the jury to consider the broader implications of undermining editorial decisions, framing the lawsuit as a threat to journalistic independence. The jury's deliberation feels interminable. The wait tests Fetterman's resolve, each passing hour a reminder of the myriad possibilities that could emerge from the verdict. When the decision finally arrives, it's more than just a legal resolution. It's a verdict on how society values truth and fairness in an age dominated by rapid news cycles and polarized opinions. The courtroom falls silent as the jury returns, their faces unreadable as they file in to deliver the verdict. Everyone leans forward, anticipating the words that will ripple through the corridors of media and politics for years to come. As the jury foreman stands, clearing his throat, a palpable tension envelopes the room. In the case of John Fetterman versus The View and Sunny Hostin, we find in favor of the plaintiff, he announces. A collective gasp sweeps through the crowd, some in relief, others in disbelief. Fetterman's reaction is reserved. A slow nod and a deep, steadying breath reflect the weight of the moment. The decision, while a personal victory, isn't just about him. It's a statement on the freedom of expression and the responsibilities of media outlets to foster discourse without infringing on the rights of their guests. His attorney's face breaks into a relieved smile, knowing the impact this case will likely have on the future of televised political commentary. Outside the courthouse, cameras swarm as Fetterman steps up to the microphones set for his statement. "This isn't just my victory," he begins, his voice steady despite the chaos around him. "It's a win for anyone who believes in the power of honest, open dialogue. We must respect diverse viewpoints and engage with them constructively, not silence them." His words resonate, not just with his supporters who cheer from behind the barricades, but also across social networks and news tickers around the nation. The aftermath of the trial sees a shift in how talk shows handle controversial topics. Producers are more cautious, mindful of the fine line between engaging content and potential legal hazards. The View itself undergoes a revamp, with new guidelines on guest interactions and live discussions. Sunny Hostin, reflecting on the trial, pens an op-ed about the importance of balancing fierce debates with the dignity of their participants, acknowledging her role in the incident that sparked this landmark case. Fetterman uses his newfound platform to advocate for media reform. Seminars, podcasts, and public speeches soon fill his calendar, turning him from a political outlier into a champion for free speech and responsible journalism. His journey inspires others in the public eye to speak up about their experiences, leading to a broader conversation about the impact of media on public perception and discourse. As months pass, the fervor around the case dwindles, but its effects linger. Fetterman pens a book detailing his experiences, offering insights into the legal battle and his personal growth throughout the ordeal. The book is a hit, resonating with readers who see his story as a beacon of resilience and a call to action for transparency and integrity in both media and governance. Finally, the story comes full circle with Fetterman's return to The View, this time by invitation. The episode is highly anticipated, marketed as a moment of reconciliation and a new chapter for open dialogue. As he takes his seat, the same spot from which he was once ousted, there's a moment of tense silence. Then, Sunny Hostin extends her hand, a gesture of peace and mutual respect. "Welcome back, John," she says, her voice firm but warm. "Let's talk." The discussion that follows doesn't shy away from the past, but instead builds on it, setting a precedent for future interactions on the show and beyond. This episode doesn't just close a chapter for Fetterman. It opens up a new dialogue about the power of media and the importance of confronting and learning from our controversies. His story, marked by trials both legal and personal, leaves a lasting legacy on how we communicate, disagree, and ultimately, understand each other in an increasingly complex world. Fetterman's return to The View not only serves as a poignant reminder of his tumultuous journey, but also sets the stage for a broader discussion on the intersections of media, politics, and personal integrity. The episode unfolds with a candidness rarely seen on television. Fetterman and Hostin engage in a deep, reflective conversation about the incident, its repercussions, and the lessons learned by both parties and their audiences. The dialogue, rich with mutual respect and understanding, showcases a transformative moment for public discourse. In the weeks that follow, the episode is praised for its maturity and thoughtfulness, sparking conversations across various platforms about the need for media outlets to foster environments where open dialogue can thrive without fear of retribution. Educators use the episode as a case study in communication ethics classes, while media analysts cite it as a landmark in how television can bridge divides rather than deepen them. Fetterman leverages his enhanced public profile to launch a series of initiatives aimed at supporting free speech and responsible journalism. He partners with media watchdog groups to create workshops that train journalists and public figures on how to engage in healthy debates that inform and educate rather than polarize. His efforts are recognized globally, earning him invitations to speak at international forums on media freedom and civic engagement. Simultaneously, Fetterman's personal life flourishes away from the public eye. He spends valuable time with his family, who stood by him through every high and low of his public saga. Their support, unwavering and steadfast, had been his anchor, and now, in quieter moments, they share in the benefits of his endeavors. Fetterman often reflects on how the ordeal strengthened their bonds and taught him the invaluable lesson of balancing public duties with private joys. As the anniversary of the lawsuit approaches, Fetterman hosts a live-streamed town hall meeting, inviting various stakeholders, including media representatives, legal experts, and the public, to discuss the ongoing impact of his case on media practices. The event is interactive, with live questions from viewers worldwide, reflecting the global interest in maintaining a free yet accountable press. The discussions are intense, sometimes contentious, but always circling back to Fetterman's core message of respect and integrity. The town hall concludes with the announcement of a new foundation headed by Fetterman, dedicated to protecting freedom of expression and supporting those who are silenced or marginalized by mainstream media. The foundation quickly gains support, drawing donations and endorsements from prominent figures and grassroots activists alike. As the narrative of John Fetterman's battle with The View transitions from a heated conflict to a catalyst for change, it serves as a powerful reminder of the role individuals can play in shaping societal norms and practices. His story, marked by resilience and transformation, leaves an indelible impact on how stories are told and heard in the media landscape, echoing his belief that every voice matters and every story deserves a stage. Months pass, and the impact of Fetterman's foundation grows exponentially. It becomes a beacon for free speech advocacy, supporting numerous cases where freedom of expression is threatened. The Foundation's efforts are not limited to the United States. It extends its reach internationally, collaborating with similar organizations worldwide to foster global dialogues about media ethics and freedom. Fetterman himself becomes a respected figure in these discussions, admired for turning a personal trial into a public triumph. The Foundation's flagship event, the annual Free Speech Summit, is inaugurated, bringing together thought leaders, activists, policymakers, and journalists from around the globe. Fetterman opens the summit with a keynote speech that revisits his own experience and underscores the ongoing challenges and opportunities in the fight for free speech. His words, powerful and evocative, are met with a standing ovation. The summit is a resounding success, sparking new initiatives and partnerships that promise to keep the conversation alive and impactful. Back on the home front, Fetterman's influence is felt in more personal ways. Local schools begin to adopt media literacy programs developed by his foundation, aiming to educate the next generation on the importance of discerning and respectful communication. Fetterman often visits these schools, sharing his story and engaging with students, encouraging them to value and defend their voices. Meanwhile, The View continues to evolve, influenced by the lessons learned from the Fetterman incident. The show hosts regular segments dedicated to exploring complex issues with a balanced and thorough approach, often inviting experts and everyday people to share their perspectives. These segments become some of the most highly rated parts of the show, celebrated for their depth and authenticity. As the second anniversary of the lawsuit approaches, a documentary about the case and its aftermath is released. The film features interviews with Fetterman, Hostin, legal experts, media personalities, and ordinary citizens affected by the case. It provides a multifaceted look at the incident, highlighting both the tensions and the reconciliations that followed. The documentary is well received, with critics praising its nuanced exploration of freedom of speech in modern media. In a reflective moment during the documentary, Fetterman admits to the personal cost of his public battle. Yet, he expresses no regrets, emphasizing how the ordeal strengthened his commitment to advocacy and reform. He talks about the future with hope, envisioning a media landscape that embraces diverse viewpoints while upholding the dignity of all participants. Fetterman's story closes on a note of quiet introspection mixed with optimistic resolve. From a tumultuous confrontation on a television show to a significant movement for media reform, his journey encapsulates the transformative power of adversity. It's a narrative that resonates deeply in a society grappling with the complexities of communication and representation in the digital age. Through his challenges, Fetterman has not only reshaped his own destiny, but has also influenced the broader dialogue about the essential, sometimes precarious balance between free speech and respectful discourse.